Peace. We're doing something different today, which is putting the last first. So I just got done reviewing the actual video, and then I shoot this second video because I noticed that today we're coming to you live in black and white. So I want to change this video over to black and white as well as an intro because different strokes for different folks and different thoughts and actions are what lead to different results. So let's go ahead and come at each other in black and white because I did see a bumper sticker last week and it said the truth is in black and white. So whether that's true or not, we can only test it and see. So coming to you live in black and white. Keep it airtight and stay tuned for this installment. Very important. Peace. Peace. What's good in the hood? On this end is Saturday, What Really Matters Day, and it's a busy one, so we're going to have to get started early. It's 21 minutes after 10 a.m. Pacific, and the day is the 20th, 20 days down in the month of July, year is 2013, and it's the same old story on with the show. This is one where we're going to have to keep it brief, but at the same time we're going to have to keep it thorough because it's an important subject. So work with me here and I guarantee I will make it worth your while because time is money. You're either earning it or wasting it. So with that said, today's subject for those who decided to tune in, let me read it. Maturity issues, age appropriate behavior, and grown-up responsibilities for social media. This is another one of those ones where it's not necessarily targeted at anybody else but myself, and I'm just leaving some on the table for anybody else that might want to partake of it. But generally, it's just a habit of working out my own issues and taking responsibility for how things are in my life. And interestingly enough, responsibility, it shows up right here in this post title, age appropriate behavior and grown up responsibilities for social media. Actually, it's a business challenge. Share your personal challenges with people. Maybe some people can relate, or lets people know that you do have challenges and shit is just not all sweet on your end and everybody else might be struggling. So on this end, it's kind of like a business conflict of interest. Judging from yesterday's post with Barack Obama making a statement regarding the George Zimmerman Trayvon Martin incident, when content like that gets posted, there'll usually be a drop off in numbers, which means a drop off in interest. Whereas other types of subjects, well, they'll get a rise, I guess you'll call it. You can put something up like uh, something sexual having to do with blowjobs, or there's been a few posts that have something to do with something sexual or something to that extent, and well, that's important, but it leads to a conflict of interest in regards to what is really important to me personally, yours truly. Uh, these types of subject matters, which lead to lesser amount of interest, or these other types of subject matters that lead to a greater amount of interest, greater amount of traffic. I've been noticing this since the days of MySpace, but ever since Twitter and Facebook have come out and become the new normal, I guess you would say, a lot of analysts and professionals in the business have been noticing that trend. They say they pick on the one chick. I don't know if she's that important to be focused on, but the girl from what's that show? Reality show. Um, can't think of the name of Jersey Shore. Snooki, and how Snooki and some information about what she does, maybe some kind of toxic behavior, it'll get a whole lot of interest and notice. whereas things that most would consider really are of importance, those subject matters, they'll get least and less attention. So to get into the meat of the matter of what I really want to say, first I'm going to read the definitions of mature and responsible. That way we have a list to go by to know if we're immature or if we're irresponsible. This is the dictionary definition. Mature, number one, is an adjective, complete in natural growth or development as plant and animal forms, a mature rose bush. Ripe as fruit or fully aged as cheese or wine. Fully developed in body or mind as a person, a mature woman. Pertaining to or characteristics of full development, a mature appearance. Fruit with a mature softness. Completed, perfected, or elaborated in full by the mind, mature plans. So that's mature. Responsible is an adjective and is answerable or accountable as for something within one's power, control, or management, also followed by or to or for. He is responsible to the president for his decisions. Involving accountability or responsibility, a responsible position. Chargeable with being the author, cause, or occasion of something, usually followed by for. Termites were responsible for the damage. Having a capacity for moral decisions and therefore accountable, capable of rational thought or action. The defendant is not responsible for his actions. Able to discharge obligations or pay debts. That's being responsible. I like number three the best, chargeable with being the author, cause, or occasion of something, because that's, I guess, what I find myself doing now. So that's just practicing a habit of being responsible. And I guess I could actually dress up in some grown-up clothes, suit and tie, or something to that effect. But what I've learned just growing up over the years is there's people that I know that dress less casually on a continuous basis than I am right now. Pretty mature, self-assured, got their stuff together individuals. But I've met some people that do dress in quote-unquote professional clothes, but maturity is kind of lacking, so I think it does supersede appearance. It has to do more with the mental and emotional state. So, with that out of the way, all the technicalities, I would say that just in general, one thing that I've been struggling with in regards to this whole social media concept and what's been emerging in society in general is less and less actual grown-up responsibilities. Um, I've got some relatives that are of younger age, and I've got some relatives that are of an older age, some of them my age. Of course, I got peers, grown adults, and then we've got children, teenagers, people that just entered college age, so on and so forth. But the mystery is, for me at least, how in general there should be a distinguishing factor in regards to the behaviors of people at this age and people at that age. And that way people at this age have something to look forward to at people for people when they become this age. So as an illustration, if a 15-year-old or maybe even a 20-year-old, late bloomer, maybe even a 25-year-old says, OMG, FML, my phone is broke, well, that's what's important to that particular person at that particular age. But if a person past age 25 or 35 or up to 45 has the same behaviors and same sense of importance for matters that's the same for a person at a younger age, just spit it on out, something the fuck is really wrong. And I often question if whether or not there's something that actually wants that. It says that, let's see here, answerable or accountable for something within one's power, control, or management. If there's something that wants people to have less control, less power, less management, just by tricking them into believing that running away from responsibilities is really in their best interest. It's just a common thing that I see right now with individuals not really taking care of grown up responsibilities. It's always somebody else's responsibility to deal with the things that really matter. Just in society in general, power is passed down from generation to generation. The same people that were running the world, say 50 years ago, are not the same people who are running the world now. And the same people that were running the world 100 years ago are not the same people who were running the show 50 years ago. The world, the show, same difference. So power is passed down to generation, and along with power comes responsibility. Power is listed in the definition of responsible in the dictionary, along with control and management. But for some reason, in the millennial generation, or whatever it is that we call this particular age, the digital age, the smartphone era, self absorbed era, you'll notice that most of the things that really matter to many people, they're not really taken care of by many people. There's lesser and lesser people responsible, and it seems like more and more people just don't really want to be responsible. And maybe when you're in high school or even college, the grown up stuff is to be taken care of by the grown ups. But when we have grown ups that are still looking for things to be taken care of by the grown ups, it does create an imbalance for the grown ups, because grown ups are supposed to be peers, and we're supposed to be able to communicate with each other, take care of business, and handle responsibilities for a whole entire society. That's my stance, and that's why I said I put this up here for me generally, just to work out my own issues. So in business and just in life in general, that's the focus for today that really needs to get worked out. Maybe it's just what I tune into, but I do see a lot of people, a lot of women, a lot of females, as if they're still trying to win a popularity contest like they're still in high school. Like maybe she wasn't the popular girl that all the boys liked when she was in school, and now past age 25, 30, some all the way up to, you put a number on it, still displaying the same type of behavior, and there's nobody to really question that except for the game itself, the universe. You reap what you sow, every action has a reaction. But I just noticed at the end of the day that the responsibility for life and the problems is always generally being shifted to somebody else. It's somebody else's fault why this person is in a effed up situation, which will require that someone else be responsible to make the situation better, even though technically it's the person's own decisions to behave like that. So maybe we can just consider this as a wake-up call for those who made it this far, to go ahead and look at whether or not we as grown adults are really where we need to be at as far as age appropriate behavior. Some say 30 is the new 20, that will make 25 the new 15, but I say 30 is 30, and perhaps it's time for us to look at whether or not we're acting our age, and if not, use this as a mechanism for change for the better. And that way we can secure what a grown adult is able to secure, provide for others, and that is victory, greater sense of peace. One love.